Hello and welcome to Lincoln to Local. I'm Hannah Davis, joined again this week by Steve Thompson to bring you another update on our work at the state capitol. Steve, for a number of weeks we've been talking about an ad valorem legislation that would lead to some county property taxes, and this week we took action and asked our members to call their legislators. So can you provide members an update on where we're at there at the Capitol?
That's right, Hannah. It was a very big week for Farm Bureau at the Capitol and all around the state as we issued our first action alert of the 2021 session. Two bills, both covering the same topic, House Bill 2092 and Senate Bill 189, became eligible for floor consideration, and so we reached out and asked our members to weigh in and let their senators and representatives know how they felt about that. And we're very concerned that the precedent that this would set is very dangerous for rural landowners. Perhaps they could get outvoted by their urban neighbors and place a property tax on them. And some of the alternatives that have been brought to us would open doors to things like county zoning. Perhaps maybe you take agriculture out of the tax, but you include them in zoning and unincorporated areas where urban folks could decide what type of rules and regulations we have to live by on our property. So it's a very big issue for us, and we've seen a good response so far, but those bills have not been heard yet. There's one more week on the calendar that they're eligible for consideration before the next deadline. Both bodies have been very, very busy. We expect that they could come up any day next week. So we're still encouraging all of our members around the state to reach out, whether it's this weekend at the grocery store or sometime next week, whether you're at your computer for an email or a phone call. We'd sure appreciate you reaching out and letting them know how you feel about those measures.
Definitely. And as that deadline approaches, we're also watching another piece of legislation dealing with ad valorem taxes. Can you give Farm Bureau members an update on that?
Yeah, the other ad valorem bill that we've worked on for a number of years has to do with municipalities and public safety protection districts, funding for police and law enforcement. And we've continued to work with the folks representing municipal governments as well as the Fraternal Order of Police and some of the firefighter associations to try to implement some safeguards into the discussion for agriculture and rural property. And we're very optimistic about the tone of those discussions, and we feel like that there will be a new bill presented sometime soon that is much more workable for our members. So we're excited to try to hopefully get to a better resolution on that issue, and we should have an update on that sometime by the end of next week as well.
So we've also been hearing a lot of talk from our members and producers in regards to receiving an ag sales tax exemption permit, something that's crucial for our members. But we saw some legislation this week maybe that would address some of those problems. Yeah,
Representative Jim Grego has been trying to help us work through some red tape problems that we've had with the Oklahoma Tax Commission, and we continue to hear from members around the state. So we would encourage everyone to let us know if you've had some issues with verifying that for either renewal or if you're a young farmer or rancher and seeking that for the first time. We've seen a number of problems that were new and really unreasonable coming from our state government partners. So we're working with the House right now, and that bill is about to head over to the Senate. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware of that. That's very important. And if you've had an experience with that, please let us know, because it helps paint a bigger picture to what type of issues we need to solve at the Capitol.
Definitely. Thanks, Steve. And thanks for joining us for another episode of Lincoln to Local.